Hare Krishna. Welcome back to my channel. I am Radhika Piyari and today I am going to share with you the glories of Parama Ekadashi. Yudhishthir Maharaj asked Lord Shri Krishna that, "Hey Janardhan, please explain to me the glories of that Ekadashi which falls during the dark fortnight of the extra leap year month. What is the procedure of performing this Ekadashi and what is the merit one achieves after performing this fast?" Lord Shri Krishna responded to Yudhishthir Maharaj that, "Hey Yudhishthir, this particular Ekadashi is called as Parama Ekadashi. This is that kind of Ekadashi which grants a particular person enjoyable life in this particular birth and also the ultimate liberation. The process of fasting on this particular Ekadashi is similar to that of fasting on the Ekadashi which falls during the light fortnight of the month of Kartik. I should be worshipped with full love and devotion. And there is actually a history which is connected to this particular Ekadashi and that narration which will give you clarity about this Ekadashi. In the city of Kampilya, there was a very pious, very devoted Brahmin. His name was Sumedh. And his pious wife, very chaste wife, her name was Pavitra. Now these two were very, very devoted to Lord Sri Hari, but they were very poor. They were so poor that the times when Sumedh would go and beg for alms, he would not get enough. There was hardly any clothes or any kind of things which he could provide to his wife, and also he would beg for alms and he would just get very little. Now, because they are grihasthas, there would be times where some sadhus would come to their place, and the wife was so chaste, she was so devoted, and she was so selfless that she would give her portion of the food to the sages. So even though she did that, she never complained to her husband, and at the same time, her face was so lotus-like that even after not eating food or anything, it never lost its luster. So seeing this, Sumedh didn't like it, that how his wife was suffering, and at the same time she was not saying anything and she was just devotedly serving him. So he said that, "My dear wife, household affairs cannot run like this. There has to be some effort put. I go for begging the alms, but I do not get that much. A person needs to enthusiastically, especially in Grihastha Ashram, needs to put efforts. And if he doesn't put effort and thinks that everything will just come to him, then that person is considered as lazy. So let me go to some other city and other side, like little far away, and let me put some effort there and see if I can earn more money and bring it here." Now, Pavitra responds to her husband that, "Oh husband, during the time of calamity, you are so selfless that instead of thinking about yourself, you're thinking about the one who is dependent on you. You're thinking about others in the family. And I'm really very proud that I'm your wife. But my dear husband, a person, whatever he gets in this particular lifetime, that person gets only from the amount of charity they have done in their previous lives. If a person would have a heap of gold and would be sitting on a heap of gold, but still that person will remain poor only if that person has not done enough charity in their past life. So, irrespective of the efforts you may put, but a person is destined to get the amount of charity, whatever they have put into their previous life, that much. And if the person is not able to enjoy that wealth, it means that the person is poor." Then she explains further that a creeper, a woman, and a learned man cannot remain without shelter. So my dear husband, please do not leave me and go to faraway place, because I cannot live without you. And I will be unprotected. My family, relatives, they will think that I'm inauspicious because my husband has gone far away, and they will also not accept me. So please stay here. Do not go. We will be happy and satisfied with whatever we get." So hearing this, Sumedh stays there. But in his mind, it's reeling and it's going on that what he can do in order to bring more food and money into the household. One time, due to their good fortune, a Muni called Kundiya Muni, he happens to pass by their residence. As soon as Sumed and Pavitra see this Rishi, this Muni, they welcome him. Whatever is their means, to the best of their ability, they serve this Muni. The wife, Pavitra, starts expressing her sadness in front of Kundiya Muni. And she says to him that, "Oh Muni, my husband is very upset that he is not able to bring in enough alms, enough necessities into the household, and he is telling me that he wants to go far away somewhere to earn or to beg alms and get money or get food, because we don't have proper food grains, we don't have the proper facilities. But I do not want him to go. You have come into our humble residence, and we think it is actually the will of the providence that you have blessed us in this manner. Please help us to come out of this poverty-stricken condition. What can we do in order to come out of this poverty-stricken condition? Is there any kind of pilgrimage we have to do? Is there any kind of sacred water bathing we need to do? Any kind of austerity we need to, or penance we need to perform? Please explain to us, and then we will be very happy to execute that and bring an end to this poverty of ours." So Kundiya Muni reflected for some time and then responded to Pavitra that there is a fast which is very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This particular fast comes during the extra leap year month, in the month of Purushottama, during the Krishna Paksha. This particular fast is known to remove all the sins and also to end the miseries caused due to any kind of poverty. The person will have all kinds of food grains and money in their household after performing this fast. While performing this fast, when the evening on this fast, when it appeared, then one should start singing the glories of the Lord, and it should continue until the night. This fast was very faithfully performed by Lord Kuvera. In seeing this dedication, Lord Shiva was so happy with him that he granted him to become the treasurer of heaven. Even Harishchandra, Raja Harishchandra, he also performed this particular fasting because he had lost his wife and his child. He got them all back, and then he ruled the unrivaled kingdom after performing this fast. So this is how potent this particular fast is. The person should make a vow on the Dwadashi day in front of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to do the Pancharatrika fasting. This is actually the 5-day fasting. In order to go back to the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this Pancharatrika or the 5 days fasting is essential. So Kundiya Muni says to Pavitra and Sumed that they should fast along with the parents, and they actually, all of them, the family, should together fast on this 5 days. So doing this fast actually will grant them going back to the spiritual world after this fasting. Then so Kundiya Muni also expresses to him different merits one gets, like in a pot, like a big pot, offering water and then donating it to a twice born. It is same as donating a planet. Then there is in a pot filling it with sesame seeds and then donating it. That actually makes them eligible to go to the heavenly planet. So there are like different kinds of merits and benefits which have been explained. This Pancharatrika Vidhi is important to fast for those who want to completely get benefit of this particular fasting. Also, it is explained that one who fast on these Ekadashis of this Purushottama month without bathing properly, without doing the rituals properly, then they are actually committing a spiritual suicide. So it is very important to clean oneself nicely and then perform this particular fasting of Ekadashi. After hearing this advice from Kundiya Muni, Sumed and Pavitra, they both actually perform the Ekadashi, the Parama Ekadashi, also this Pancharatrika fasting they do, and then they get the benefit which Kundiya Rishi explained to them. After hearing this sublime advice, Sumed and Pavitra, they did this fasting of Parama Ekadashi and also the Pancharatrika fasting. After performance of this fasting, then Lord Brahma sent a prince, and this prince, he came and then he granted them, gave them a big palace which was full with money, grains, everything which was essential for their livelihood. He also gave them the village so that their entire sustenance of their whole life is fixed. And then after living a satisfactory life, then they went to the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord Shri Krishna continued and said to Yudhishthira Maharaj that this is how beneficial this Parama Ekadashi is. There are different kinds of merits like bathing in the Ganga, going to Pushkara, charity giving the cows, all different kinds of charity. So all these benefits which one gets by these kind of charities and austerities or going to pilgrimage places, that all can be together achieved in the form of merit by fasting on this particular Ekadashi. So in the end, Yudhishthira Maharaj, after hearing Lord Shri Krishna, performed this fasting along with his brothers and his dear wife Draupadi, and they achieved the pleasures which are rarely achieved in this material world, and then after this they went back to the spiritual abode. So thank you so much for watching. So this was about the Purushottama month's Ekadashi, Parama Ekadashi. Very interesting Ekadashi because it focuses a lot about glorifying and dancing the Supreme Lord from the evening until the night and keeping on doing it, and then also little bit of the rules and regulations following. So whatever we can, as per our ability, we can try to perform this Ekadashi and chant more, read more, hear Lord's glories, have our meditation and consciousness focused on Him, and hopefully we will get the causeless mercy. So thank you so much for watching. Hare Krishna.